Hey, this is Mo Lunsford at Union Grove Lumber Studios.
And this is the Shed Geek. We want to welcome you to today's episode. Welcome back to another episode of the Shed Geek podcast. Matthew Black, round number 3.
Yes,
What's up, my friend?
Everything.
Everything?
Yes, sir.
Is this 3? This is the third one.
This is the third.
You're like becoming a regular podcaster.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I appreciate the opportunity.
Well, we appreciate you being here. It's awesome and excited to know what you're up to.
Yeah, just still chugging along. We a lot of things going on kind of across the industry. Really exciting things happening with MyShed. Blacks, we're constantly striving to grow that business, and as any shed company owner would know right now, times are a little different. The last part of last year and coming into this year, I know a lot of people have seen, some slowdown. So we've really been doing what I feel like are some awesome things to combat that and allow us to still see growth despite a changing climate for shed sales. So just across the board, been really busy working with my teams to keep moving the needle and keep seeing progress.
So we get to hear all those secrets here today, huh?
I might share one or two.
Okay.
I don't think I could share them all, but yeah, absolutely.
Well, one thing that I know is a new office.
Yes,
I saw that and it looks amazing.
Thank you.
So congrats on that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm very proud of that office. One of the things recently with Black's Buildings that we've achieved is we've started our modular certified building company. So we are now able to build and sell fully finished modular homes. So with that, we redid our office space, and in this segment, we offer good, better, and best and a lot of the different products that go into these. So when we built this new office space, we focused on nothing but the best. We wanted to represent what the best of all things could be, and I'm proud to call it my office. I truly enjoy going to work every day and having such a nice space to work out of. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with the results, and customer feedback has been tremendous. I think it was a great move.
Gives you room to upsell, to show people that
Absolutely.
top in class, like top of the line, what to expect. And
For sure.
Yeah,
because most people want to come in and say they want the best, and absolutely, we'll quote you the best, and then we'll work you back from there. What things truly matter most to you? Do you want the really nice cabinets, but you're okay with the cheaper flooring? Do you need the higher end shiplap paneling, or do you want to go another route? It's much easier to sell off the high end down than it is to sell off the low end up. So we've got actually another building that is kind of our mid-tier model. It's one of the sales offices that Nathan Reagan is actually in. So we've kind of got a better and a best. We still don't have a good offering, so that would be our lowest, but we don't offer any crap. So the worst you're going to get from us is good stuff.
that's
and
good.
then we work our way up from there.
Well, I like it. I know you always put out a good product, and that's exciting. It's been just exciting get to know you. You've always been a supporter of Shed Geek throughout the years, and we appreciate that. You've just been a friend of the show.
Yes, sir.
For some time. So
Absolutely.
appreciate that. You said the industry's a little different at the end of last year and this year. What are you seeing as some pain points?
Yeah, I think a lot of it actually has to do with our customers. So just the consumer confidence and making these large ticket item purchases. I think the hurdle's a little higher to overcome to make the sales now than what it used to be. Simply because people are more conscious of where they spend their money. We've had so far this year, every month has been tremendous. But once again, we're doing a lot of things to make it so. I don't know that all shed companies are seeing that. I've heard from many that are struggling, and maybe it's a regional thing because I've seen certain areas that seem to be doing really well, while others are struggling right now. But overall, it just kind of solidifies the concept that we should always be striving to be better. So in these times, especially when you can see, declines happening or stagnation, where you're maybe where you used to a growth phase, these are the times when you double down and you really work on your company. One of the things I like to say about our business is, there's a saying, too big for your britches. I think we're too small for our britches at this point. We've built systems and processes to allow our business to grow into. So we run EOS. We're very focused on what we're doing and how we're doing it and who's doing it, and when it's going to be done. All of the things involved, and it's just really helped us keep going in the right direction. But like I said, avoiding that stagnation and just constantly bettering is definitely what we're focusing on.
Hello, Shed Builders. I'd like to grab your attention for just a moment. As we look ahead to 2025, one thing is clear. Customers will have higher expectations than ever before. Shed consumers have an unprecedented access to information. To stay competitive, you need to create sheds that are not only high in quality, but also rich in innovation. You might recall my friend Dan Ream, one of my early podcast guests, who introduced Solar Blaster fans, specifically the Solar Roof Blaster. Dan has been busy handling orders, and he's eager to speak directly to shed builders about his groundbreaking products. What stands out to me about Dan's products, designed specifically for sheds, like the Solar Roof Blaster and the Solar Light Blaster, is how they enhance the shed owner's experience. With the focus on quality, it's time to start thinking about adding features and benefits for the end user. Here at Shed Geek, we wholeheartedly recommend Solar Blaster as the solution. My favorite thing about the entire line of products? The support you'll receive from Dan. Not only is he incredibly knowledgeable about these products, but he's also one of the most customer-focused individuals I know. He truly stands behind both his product and his service. We're searching for companies ready to elevate customer satisfaction to the next level. To learn more, just visit solarblasterfans.com and fill out some basic information for a callback, or connect directly at 480-747-7097. You can also check out the Shed Geek newsletter, where a click on the Solar Blaster ad will guide you to a form for more information and some cool videos showcasing the products. Let's power up innovation and elevate customer experiences together. What do you think that that's a main difference? You alluded to some companies doing well, some companies seem to struggle. What are the obvious differences that
I would say
look at?
A big part of it is sales process related. How you're selling your sheds. Definitely sheds aren't selling themselves as they were, a few years ago, where sales were easy. You simply had to have sheds and you could sell them. Now it's critical that shed sellers know their product. Product knowledge is the foundation for any sales process. You must know your product inside and out, because your customer will see if you have a lack of confidence in a response to a question about any of your products, or even if you have to say, well, I don't know, but I'll get you an answer. Just those kind of things really aren't acceptable in a pristine sales process. You must know your product. You must have the answers. You must say them in the right way. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it, what your body language implies. Everything is so important in a sales process. And I really think right now you can see the sellers who are great sellers and have invested in resources to help them constantly better their craft, and those that, are just sitting there waiting on customers to come in. And, if you have a great location with lots of inventory, that does drive customers to you, but how much more sales would you do if you were actively and beyond just marketplace and all the norm or the normal marketing places for shed companies, but are you actively, seeking new leads, and how are you doing that, and how are you handling those leads once they come in? How much attention do you really give them? And, just handling a lead correctly, we could do 10 podcasts on, because that is such a in-depth subject. But that really, I guess, how you handle your leads is really what separates the men from the boys right now, I think.
No, it's there's so much. Everybody's, it's not like everybody's in a panic. I don't feel like, because there are some companies seeing success. I think that you're just, I don't know, but the question's always been posed for years since I can remember, is like, when do we hit our bubble that pops? When are we oversaturated in the market? To me, that oversaturation starts to create conversations about acquisitions, because it's kind of like, how many more can, this guy's uncle and nephew and brother start a shed company, and then there's more, and who's not going through. You want to start a business, but it's kind of like, do you have all of the information of what it takes to help make a business successful, from the business management side to the building?
Yes.
We've seen some companies we work with see increase, and it create a problem in another area.
Yes.
So, we can help your sales. Let's get you from 7 to 9. Then all of a sudden, we don't have the labor.
Yep.
And we don't have the infrastructure to be able to do this. So it's trying to move, turn that airplane on a small circle instead of this big.
Absolutely.
You got to take the whole business into consideration. When you see an increase here, now you see, oh no, we've got to increase in our lumber buying or our metal or whatever components you're needing, and or I'm struggling with adding a bay, and that slows us down. Yeah, it's just
those are all the good problems to have. Is, hey, I'm growing and I don't know. I don't have capacity to produce buildings. Well, find some wholesale distributors. I don't have a dealer network. Go to existing dealer networks and see if they would carry your product. There's solutions for that. I think more people are seeing the downside, where they, like I said, probably a lot are plateaued. Definitely some are down. And one of the things that I'll point out is cash flow. Cash flow is so important, but it's easy when there's strong cash flow to not really focus on your operations and not optimize things. But in times like what they are now, it becomes imperative that you understand your cash flow. If you have large amounts of inventory that have been produced for this season, and I'll even say this, this is our busy season. We're in spring. I see companies offering 20% off their sheds right now, and it's like, this is not the time when you would expect to see people, especially not that heavy. I mean, we still, this time of year, we'll still discount. I know there's a whole conversation to be had about to discount or not to discount, and does it devalue your brand if you offer discounts?
Even not even just discounts, but like me and Kyle used to talk about this. He was always of the mindset of sell when it's hot.
Yep.
When things are going out the door, that's whenever you do the discount. And me and him would argue back and forth, and I was like, no, you do. If you're going to do the discount, you do it when sales are down. He's like, why not hit it while it's hard? You have any thoughts about that? Like, is there a better time? Because we were just going off our emotions and guts. I think a lot of times.
I think
I don't know that we were using data.
Absolutely, yeah. We are very data driven. We know our numbers down to our colors. I mean, we know exactly what percent of the buildings that we sell are of a certain color, filtered by month and by season, which sizes sell best in what areas. And that's one of the advantages of software like MyShed. We have all that in the dashboard. So we do use a lot of that to make these decisions and see what the results of these decisions are. I do agree with doing some value-added promotions during this time of year when things are hot, like, buy any building over $5,000 gets $200 worth of free options or something.
Gotcha.
So we, like this time of year, that's what I feel is best, is like to add value, because people are already looking to buy. We're not trying to convince them to buy because we're offering a discount. So if they're already looking to buy, let's add value to what we're offering above maybe what our competition is doing. And then they see that and they'll be like, well, I was looking at this up the road, but this company is going to give me this in addition. So we're not trying to turn non-buyers into buyers. We're just trying to steer buyers our way.
Gotcha.
So
that makes sense. No, I like that quote.
strategy.
Like, we're not trying to turn non-buyers into buyers. We're just adding to the value of those who are buying. So people know you in the industry as twofold. You have this really cool, like, double-edged sword that you're out there. You've got Blacks, and then you've got MyShed, and you kind of use MyShed. Maybe I'm speaking for you. Maybe it was started as a catalyst. Maybe it was started as a launching pad to help Blacks.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things happen in the industry. I've been having this conversation, and I want your thoughts on it here lately, but a lot of people who start things in the industry start them out of the reality that they have a need and no one serves that need.
Absolutely.
And then sometimes it ends up to the point to where it's like, oh, other people need the solution that I offered.
Yep.
So I'm going to put this out. Is that why? You break it down, because I'm going to make a mess of it guessing.
Yeah, for sure.
Hello, Shed sellers. Let's take a moment to discuss the Shed customer and meeting their expectations. I remember growing up in the neighborhood where a certain percentage of the houses had well-manicured lawns and well-manicured homes. These were the type of individuals who felt it was important to purchase a well-constructed home or vehicle, or maybe equipment to help maintain the quality of the item. As shed manufacturers, we seek to provide a well-built quality shed. We want the customer to feel satisfied that their hard-earned money has been well spent on a product that will last. At LuxGuard, we believe adding high-quality rubber flooring to your line of sheds makes sense to the customer and adds value the customer can appreciate. With each year, sheds are becoming more complex. The customizations we are seeing are virtually endless. LuxGuard not only gives a complimentary aesthetic appearance for their shed, but also protects the floor from spills and keeps cleanup simple. Offer your customer the customer service they seek with LuxGuard. At LuxGuard, we are committed to delivering exceptional customer service and innovative products to help our customers achieve their goals. We strive to meet the evolving needs of the customers. To speak with one of our ready-to-serve customer product specialists, simply call 336-468-4311. To see our product and view an installation video, just visit our website at luxguard.com. LuxGuard, the floor that lasts a lifetime.
So, MyShed to me is a platform that helps me with Black's buildings to sell more sheds. It helps my dealers during the sales process to sell quicker, to sell with more confidence. It is a great tool. I did build this, or my team and we built this software for the industry, but I definitely benefit greatly from it. We've just been working really hard on this product. MyShed is light years from where we were a couple years ago. We've doubled down. We've learned from our customers what they really want and need in a software, and we've tried to provide that for them. And we've even gone beyond that. And, you know, with our ERP system, it's something that is new, that can literally be the digital backbone of a shed company to know your numbers true without having to do all these calculations or having spreadsheets. And any shed company owner who has sat down to figure their true cost on sheds knows the mess it is to pull all of your supplier invoices together to see your current cost on all those, with all of your build sheets, what materials are required for a certain building, and then put all that together to give your true cost of materials. Our system will do that on its own. We'll provide you a list of materials needed to build the shed, your total cost for the shed. So things like that. With blacks, this goes back, we're a little small for our britches because, you know, we only have the one manufacturing location, and this works fantastic for that. But even for these big companies where they really need this, if you've got multiple manufacturing plants and you can't be at all of them all the time, this gives you invaluable insight into what is going on, helps you track your inventory and do all of that. So, yes, Blacks and MyShed kind of work together for the betterment of each other. We have learned through Blacks things that we would like to have. For instance, you know, fillable RTO contracts and financing contracts within the software, things that are just necessary to make the sales process smoother instead of having to switch back and forth from here to there, having things just all in one place in one process. So.
What are like some of the challenges along the way that you guys have experienced that you feel like, I wish I knew this then what I know now, which is all our lives, isn't it? But
absolutely.
Like, what are some of the things that you feel like you've been able to overcome?
Yeah, we have listened to our users, and there has been a lot of growth in areas, just the way orders are processed through the system, the flow of things. You know, at first we had ideas that maybe they should flow this way, but, you know, through talking with customers, you know, we've kind of changed some of that and the speed of things. There's been a lot of learning experience, especially early on when we first kind of released MyShed. We learned a lot from that time, and that's allowed us to make our product that much better. We listen to our customers. We've actually recently been reaching out to all of our customers and just soliciting feedback. And just, you know, we want to meet our customers where they need us to be. So if they need something, you know, we aggregate all of the responses and, you know, we kind of rate them on, you know, universal tasks that should be done or created. And, we're always working to give our customers what they want, need, and expect.
What I'm trying to think of things that other people have faced along the way whenever I think about just technology in general. And you can use technology as a universal description across the retail market.
Yeah.
But tech has really hit the retail market in general. But you've just really seen, I remember writing an article, a column called With the Tech, and just talking about all of this explosion of different things that have hit. We kind of talked about your why, kind of like, you know, where it came about, the early challenges that you've had to overcome. How do you feel like you and others can adapt to that? Or maybe the better question is, how can the industry adapt to it? Because this is my personal opinion here, okay? This is my personal bias coming out here. But I tend to judge things more harshly I don't understand.
Yes.
It's easier to criticize things when I don't understand them. But as you begin, like the players, that's maybe a terrible way to say this, but the players of the industry, they're embracing these things.
Absolutely.
They use these things to the full capability of what they're able to be used for.
Yes.
And you don't want to present this doomsday picture of if you don't use it, you're going to fall apart.
Yeah.
I still think you can build a shed and set it out by the road, sell it, and make a living.
Absolutely.
The question is, can you scale a business? Because if you don't want to, then maybe you're fine.
That's exactly.
But if
right.
you want to scale a business.
Yep. Yeah. And the software is definitely crucial as you scale a business. You're totally right. There are a lot of people who are just fine to build a shed here and there and sell them and feel content and not go after more. But there's a lot of us out here who want to grow our businesses. I feel convicted that I should be growing my businesses, and it's something that software definitely helps you with. It will make it much less difficult as you scale just to have a tight grasp on what is happening and a good understanding for maybe what is to come. But data is key to all of it, and really just knowing where you're headed and where you want to be headed, and then charting that course and following that way. Planning is so crucial, and setting goals.
Are you swimming in leads but struggling to close the deal? It's time to turn those leads into profits with Making Sales Simple, the ultimate sales training program designed specifically for shed sales professionals. At Making Sales Simple, we understand the challenges you face, overwhelmed by inquiries, unsure how to follow up, and missing opportunities that can boost your bottom line. Our proven techniques help you and your team master the art of connecting with customers, building trust, and closing deals like never before. Whether you're new to the industry or a seasoned pro, this training will sharpen your skills, increase your conversions, and drive your business to new heights. Don't let those leads go cold. Invest in your team's success today. Making sales simple, because every lead deserves a closer.
Definitely, software is a key component to any company that wants to grow. I know for a fact there's still plenty of companies out here using spreadsheets to calculate their prices on sheds, and they handwrite their work orders and they fax it over to a production plant. All of that just gets a little bit in disorder. And then you have things like change orders come up, and how is that handled? The great thing about software like MyShed is when it's changed everywhere. So it's not chasing down pieces of paper that got sent out and, no, don't build that. It needs to be like this. Oh, it's already gone into production. Sell it as inventory. I'm sure many of us have seen that before. So, it's crucial for a shed company that wants to grow to have some software solutions in place, and definitely a 3D configurator. Your dealers will thrive with a 3D configurator where without it, mostly they'll be selling inventory. So if you want them to sell custom buildings, that's a key piece there. But yeah, our customers are wanting more of a Amazon-like experience. Like when you buy, you know what you're buying. You get email that says you just bought this and it's going to be delivered in this time period. And then another email, this is out for delivery. Like the landscape of sales has changed, and we call it the customer journey. What does our customer journey look like? And like with MyShed, one of our key features is communication. We want to communicate with the end customer, the person buying the shed, where their building is in the process, or, if we've received a deposit, we automatically send out the receipt. When a building goes into production, we will send them a email saying, hey, we've started building it. If it's inventory, it doesn't go there, but we still send them an email when it's scheduled for delivery. Just that way they have a receipt of sorts with that. Usually the driver has spoken with them to coordinate, but everything has a trail, and it just makes them feel better about their purchase and the company that they decided to go with, because these aren't small purchases. A shed is the third or fourth largest purchase most people will ever make. So we've got to be considerate of that. But the expectations for the customer journey and the customer experience are changing rapidly. So we've got to be prepared as shed dealers and shed manufacturers to deliver on those expectations.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. What are your thoughts on sort of like the state of the industry now? What are the things that you think that dealers struggle with? What do you want to create? What kind of like experience do you want them to get when working with MyShed, or even calling Blacks and asking for, advice or consultation?
Yeah, absolutely. So big things I think for dealers is having a marketplace to actually sell their sheds on, something of a shop, not just like Facebook Marketplace where you can go and list things, but an actual point of sale system. That way you can sell to people by sending them a link to your inventory. Just making things look really nice. The dealer perspective is where we meet our customers, so that experience needs to be cultivated with great attention to detail. We go a little above and beyond at Blacks, I would say, but we have a fridge that is always fully stocked with probably 20 or more different types of beverages, and we always ask our customers if they would like something to drink, and if we do give them something, we always restock immediately afterwards. So it's always a perfectly full fridge of every assortment. Just the little details, because the shed lot up the road's not doing that. So chances are this will stand out in that customer's mind, and just the overall experience. If you are doing your business, running your business out of a shed, make sure that shed is a nice shed that is done well. People really are noticing the small things as their buying decisions become more complicated. You really have to go above and beyond with some of these customers to actually get the sale now. And the little things that differentiate you are really important there. Also, like with MyShed, we have CRM integrations. So we've worked with Shed Geek marketing, Go High Level. We've got some great integrations there that allow us to do automations. And really, when you look across your network of dealers or salespeople, it's really valuable to invest in things like this for them. These are investments that will pay off. They can be pretty expensive up front, just depending on how you configure them. But this is an investment in your dealers, make no mistake, and this will result in them getting more sales. I'm not sure what other shed companies experience, but working with Shed Geek Marketing, we've received a tremendous amount of leads, and we do every day. We expect, I'm not going to give any exact numbers, but quite a good load of leads every day through our marketing endeavors. And how we handle those leads is a little different than a lot of companies. A lot of that is due to the automations we have in place and just the processes, and that relieves some of the pressure off of our dealers or salespeople because some of the things that they would manually have to do before are now getting done automatically. And We've really seen some great results there. So yeah, that is something.
How do you combat that with the mindset of I would rather a robot not answer for me? They're not going to have the same personal touch that I have. I have one example I will give in a minute, but I'm just curious at how you can combat that.
Absolutely. And when I say these automations, I get where you could construe that as a robot, but, simply, for every style that we have 28 different styles. We have different email sequences and text sequences, and maybe that does seem robotic, especially with the texts, but, we formulate the verbiage in there to not seem that way. And then if there is a response, then it triggers us to respond back. So we stay away from kind of the appearance that they are not dealing with a real person. Though I don't think that's something to be afraid of. I think people are becoming accustomed to, more AI involved experiences. But with what we're doing, I don't feel like that comes across. And I say that I got a message this morning from one of my salespeople, and it was a response that somebody gave to the automated message, and it was just kind of funny. It was like, "Who is this?" And it's, of course, we get that message instead of them, but we told them who we were, to start with, that it's Black's Buildings. We're following up about the shed you designed, this garden style shed. Just wanted to see if you had any questions or if there's something we could help you with. It's essentially something generic like that. And then maybe this customer thought that it was a robot because they were like, "Who is this?"
Oh no!
Sam, what's going on? Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine, Lisa. I was just trying to get a screwdriver and all this other stuff fell down. I'm ready to go buy a shed so we can have some space in this garage again.
I agree. I keep looking at the shed Mr. Jenkins bought. Let's ask him where I got his.
Howdy, neighbor. We're wondering, how do you like your shed?
I love it. It's exactly what I needed, and I couldn't have asked for better service.
And where did you get it?
I can't remember, but let me check. Something this nice will probably have the builder's name on it somewhere. No, I'm sorry. I can't find a name anywhere.
Well, we finally got a shed.
Yes, I just hope we're happy. The thing is a lot more shoddy than I expected, and I'm sure I told them I wanted a window, but they didn't have it in the paperwork, so I couldn't argue. Boy, is this a lousy shed. We haven't even had it 2 years, have we?
Barely. It was just a bad deal all the way around. Mr. Jenkins told me the other day that he likes his shed so much he wants to get a second one, but he still can't remember where he got it.
Your product is your best advertising. At Identigrow, we provide nameplates that ensure your quality products are never forgotten. Identify your products, grow your business. For more information, visit identigrow.com.
If you put all the customers out there in a box that have a possibility of purchasing a shed in a 500-mile radius, if you put all the customers out there and you have a shed lot stationed every so often, and there's, I don't know, I know there's going to be way more.
Oh, it's going to be a lot.
But I'm just going to use for simple.
Yep.
10 to 12 lots. And I know that's probably more like 10 to 1,200. But
yeah, it seems like it at least.
If you use like the 10 lots, most people, you can do fine with this brick and mortar location for the people who drive by your location.
Absolutely.
but you can actually get in front of that entire population with the right marketing.
That's right.
And then once you actually get a closed or one of those leads on there,
yes,
it's the same as them coming onto your lot.
Yes.
Theoretically.
In a lot of ways. Yes.
Theoretically. I understand they're coming onto your digital lot.
Yes.
Instead of coming onto your brick and mortar. And we have been accustomed to feeling comfortable already as salespeople, where if they come to the lot, the influence of buying, the power is in the salesperson's like psyche, because the person came there looking for a solution.
Yes.
As opposed to you reaching out for them.
Yep.
Reaching out to them, the psyche should still remain the same when they reach out to you, just because they're not in front of you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I get where you're going with that, and I have always been a proponent for online sales. With Blacks, we do have some dealer locations now. For years, we did not, but we have always been successful with our online presence, and it's definitely very important, and how you handle that is very important. I would say that, we have different nets that we throw out to catch customers, like with Facebook leads and Facebook ads. It's a big net. So when you say 500 miles, we literally might be going 500 miles wide with this net. And we catch lots and lots of prospects that submit some kind of lead. And these are the places where those things like the automations are extremely important, because when you cast that broad of a net, then you need processes to help you handle what's in that net. And then you have things like Google Ads, where these are customers that are more likely searching out your product because their search terms are leading them to see your ad. And so that's a different net. And we have different processes to deal with all those. In MyShed, we send a lot of our leads directly to MyShed. We have a great system in place there, some really neat functionality that is unique to us, that really allows your sales process to be more informed and have better conversion rates. I think that it's wise for any dealer of a brick and mortar location to also consider using other advertising methods online, just to cast that broader net. These aren't people who are necessarily driving by every day.
Yeah, that's the thing. Just catching these people in this radius online.
Yeah.
You have a better opportunity to sell.
Absolutely.
Because they may never approach a lot.
Yes.
And they may start their process there, where at a minimum they come to you.
Yes.
And then you use all of the tools that you have.
For sure.
To close this out.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
And you're saying MyShed will help the dealer with that.
Absolutely. Yeah. We will help, intake those leads. So we have a lead section where, it's essentially a lead card at the beginning of the builder. We ask for customer information at the beginning. And, a lot of business owners, when we start discussing, MyShed with them, have come to us with, well, do we, are customers going to fill this out? Do we really want to ask them their phone number? Maybe they're just going to X out of here. And, we have data for click through on everything. And it is amazing. Literally 95% of people leave an accurate phone number. It's like 98+% on the emails. So it is very valuable to ask for this information, and we almost always receive it. If somebody wants to, they can just put in some random numbers and some random email and get into your builder that way. But we do require that at the beginning, and through our constant save state, it allows us to always know what that person was designing when they left. So even if you don't submit it for like a quote or go through the order process. We still have a lead tied into a building and even a library of custom design buildings. If that customer has designed multiple buildings, it is indexable for them so they can view every model they've designed all in one place without having to go through their emails and, click on this one to see this building. It's all in one nice screen where they can go through and see everything they would have designed. And once again, as a salesperson, that's super useful because you know what the interest is. When you call a customer and say, hey, I'm with Black's Buildings, I saw you were on our 3D configurator designing a shed, it doesn't hit with the same impact as, hey, I see this 12 by 16 garden shed you designed. I was wondering if you like that window placement or if you think the windows would be better on the end. Just that better informed sales process just to get a little more traction with your potential customer.
Hello, Shed and Carport industry. I'm Cord Cook, Chief Brand Strategist here at Shed Geek Marketing. Did you know that Shed Geek Marketing works with 45 shed companies and counting? And we are not slowing down in 2025. One of the neat benefits to working with Shed Geek Marketing is working with an agency as opposed to just an individual. When you work with Shed Geek Marketing, you have a team of professionals working diligently to ensure your success. From branding guidelines and brand books to websites, Google and Meta tag tracking that measures the traffic to your website and social media pages, CRM setup and full automation build-outs, lead funnel integration, and so much more. Worried about whether or not we can serve you? Don't be. Shed Geek Marketing works with manufacturers ranging from $1 million a year in sales up to $80 million a year in sales. There is no manufacturer too big or too small. Remember, marketing is an investment that should be making you money. That's why nearly 50 companies have decided to work with Shed Geek Marketing. So for more information, go to www.shedgeek.com and submit some basic information, and we'll reach out with a discovery call and patiently walk you through how we can best serve you. Thank you for your time and look forward to working with you.
So, Matt, we're probably 40 minutes in on content, but outside of just talking about things in the industry, Black's, MyShed, trying to create, powerful content for people to listen to, something they can chew on and take away. What are some thoughts that you want to give? What are some other things with MyShed that are worth talking about? Integrations, things that you guys have done and built.
Absolutely.
Communication's a big thing in the shed industry. What are your
Yes.
what are your thoughts on these things?
No, absolutely. So, great communication is imperative to all of us at MyShed. We are literally doubling down on our communication and our customer service, and we have 3 lines of customer service, and we are working diligently to be known for that. There's a lot of companies in this software space that are known for lack of communication, and at times we've even experienced that. But right now, that's the biggest pain point that we know our users have been experiencing, our potential users have been experiencing with some of the companies other than ours. It's hard to communicate. It's hard to get things done, hard to make changes, pricing updates. So that's where we're doubling down. I can guarantee that if you call, somebody will answer or will call you back within an hour during all U.S. Time from 8 to 5, East Coast to West Coast. So we have great customer service there. If it's after hours, we will return your call the next day before noon. We have policies in place that reward our customer service people for being on top of these things. And this is going to allow us to address the pain point that many of you have experienced with your software. We are not that software. We are the ones who will be there, who will work with you, who will stay on top of things for you. So as far as integrations and those type things are concerned, we really work in the spirit of partnerships. My brother-in-law has actually come on and is working with us. He was the vice president of partnerships for Sage for many years, which is a Fortune 100 company. And we have really looked at what integrations and what partnerships are adding value. And one of the most recent ones we've completed is our QuickBooks integration. So your bookkeeper, accountant will be very happy with the way things are done without you having to compile it all. You'll have a great look at your business financially, and it eliminates a lot of work from the bookkeeping side of things. So that's one of the most recent ones, but we're working hard to engage in more partnerships, particularly in the software space. Even within our industry, we have opened our platform to different stacks of modules that would allow us to partner with another 3D design company. If you want to use a different company for your 3D tool and use our back end, we have modules for you that don't require you to buy the full stack. We can sell you what you need. So we're excited to be open in that way. Another key differentiator for MyShed is payments. How you accept your payments. Do we require you to use a certain processor? And a lot of people may not know this, but there are some software companies that actually get a kickback from the card company. So they lock in a rate that is lower than the presented rate with the card company, and they require their users to use this certain company, Stripe or Square or whatever, for processing, but they actually get a kickback of the difference in the price that's charged to the Shed company to process and the price they're paying to the credit card processing company. So we're proud to say that we have no such kickbacks in place. We are open to different payment providers. So if you have a different company that you want to use than Stripe or Square, as long as they're willing to work with us and create a API bridge, essentially just connecting the two platforms together, then we will work with them. Once again, we want to provide the things that our customers need. We're looking to add value to your business, not take away.
What's left for Matt Black, man? What's left? You going to keep going?
Yeah, I'm just really excited for where we are with MyShed. To be honest, it's so exciting. We've built a really great team. At first, it was myself and my partner Nathan who does the coding or heads our development team. We do have a team of developers, but we didn't really have a lot of software people involved, and now we have software people, and it's really showing. And just the progress we've made, as well as the milestones that we've been achieving. We're not just a shed software company. We are indeed a software company. So we really proud of that. Really, really proud of my team at Blacks. We've been growing and doubling down on all of our processes and just making them as good as possible. So,
I've got a question for you now with our new adventure, e-commerce. Is that going to play into any of your software?
E-commerce in which way?
Well, we just started working with Shed Hub.
Yes.
Managing partners now,
Absolutely.
Ownership. Is there a way to help more shed sellers?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's imperative for, like we were talking on partnerships earlier, just to add the value to both of our potential clients, for things like the MyShed inventory shop to be connected to Shed Hub. And that way, when an inventory is created or assigned to a shed lot, then it automatically populates in Shed Hub, and it would be important that it's a push-pull relationship where if it's sold, it's also removed. But yes, it's e-commerce is the way things are going. It's a space that, I know from a shed manufacturer point of view, but I don't really know from, like Shed Hub. That's a way different story. The things that have taken place there for them to be, top 10 search results nationwide are amazing results. These are things that Jeff Huxman has done a great job there to really get it in front of customers in a buying stage without having to spend that money on ads.
You still have to prove it, man. You still have to prove it to the industry. And I'm going to tell you right now, this industry can be a hard one to sell to some days.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I've heard you, say it before, if you even just sell one shed a year, then it will.
You broke
cover.
even 2 sheds, you made money. So,
That's right.
like it's only going to feed the beast eventually. Like I guess, any of these platforms, every single platform you can think of, and the ones named today, even if they're not, even if they're not successful, I would make the argument that several of them already are. But let's just assume that they're not. It doesn't matter because it's the future.
That's right.
It doesn't matter because someone will do it, and it will eventually. And it's easy to fight back against that and just kind of be like, well, I'll never use it. And it's like, I'm gonna get on a soapbox, Anna. I better get off. I better get off now. It's just, because it's hard to. Again, it's easy to insult things you don't understand. That's what I've done my whole life. So then it's like, once I started learning things, I started seeing them in a different light. I'm just going to stop there before I get on a soapbox. Well, we've had such a good podcast. I don't want to ruin it with some negative thoughts.
But I do have a little feedback on that. So, the seeds have been planted for platforms like Shed Hub to be successful. Are we seeing the results today that we will likely see in 5 years from now? No, we're not. But the sales environment is changing at a rapid pace. There's so much happening with technology these days, and it happens as fast as we can blink. Changes are happening. So customers are increasingly buying products online across all things. People buy their groceries online. People buy, I don't know what the percentage is.
It's just a changing of the world.
It is. The whole world is changing. So, to be there and be present and to be working on it now, no, maybe you're not selling 100 sheds a year off of Shed Hub, but, what does the future hold? We'll see. But you can't have the fruit without planting the seed.
Yeah, that's right. What a good word. And that's awesome. Any final thoughts, any questions for me, anything that's just kind of on your mind, anything that you would want to put out there?
The only thing I'll say is if anybody's interested in MyShed, you can reach out to me directly. My email is Matt, MATT, at myshed.io. You can also call me on my cell phone, 615-547-3299. Willing to take any and all calls. I'd love to speak with you about what we've got going on. If you've had a demo before, I recommend you get a demo again. Let us show you what we're working with now. We have some really awesome new features and processes. We're really, really proud of what we have. We do feel like we're truly the best product in the industry. Check us out for yourself, but give me a call, shoot me an email. Either way, we'd love to do a demo for you and show you what we can do for your business.
Excellent. All right. I don't have anything else unless you do. I think
we're good.
I think it's went really good. I appreciate you being on here a third time. Who knows? Maybe we'll have a fourth, a fifth, a sixth. There's no telling.
I'm excited. We'll see what the future holds there. So
perfect. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Mo Lunsford in sunny Union Grove, North Carolina, and we want to say thank you to all the guests and listeners.